Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. What's up everybody? Sif checking in, and everyone, the Toronto Raptors recently faced against the Miami Heat in their rematch, and even though this game was pretty scrappy right until the very end, the Raptors ultimately got the win. So that is definitely a good sign for all Raptors players and fans. And what's more is that in this game, the Raptors took this game a little bit more personally, and you could see that in a lot of the possessions that they had. Now, what do I mean by when the Raptors took this game personally? Well, you'll need to find out by checking out this whole video until the end, because I'll be talking about that and much more. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, right off the bat, this game was a ping pong kind of game, because even though both teams had massive runs throughout the whole game, I really felt that neither team had a big enough lead to cement them as the favorites to win this game. In fact, if we look at this game from a more detailed standpoint, more specifically in that first and third quarter, you can see that the Miami Heat tried to cement themselves as the favorites to win this game, led the way by Tyler Hero, because this player was basically unstoppable in this game. I'm talking, he was able to shoot threes at an effective pace. He was able to make layups and acrobatic layups at an incredible pace. And what's more is, it got so bad that he was able to make half-court shots like he was at a local park. Basically, what I'm saying is, Tyler Hero was able to get all the shots he wanted in this game, and he really did everything in his power to help the Miami Heat win. But on the Raptors side, and thankfully for the Raptors, the hometown hero saw this transpire and said that no, this is not going to happen, because one, Toronto is my city, and two, we are going to not give up on this fight, and we're definitely going to say something about it. And who is that Toronto hero I'm talking about? Well, it's none other than Mississauga finest RJ Barrett, because man, oh man, did he have a great game against the Miami Heat today. I mean, just like Tyler Hero, he was doing everything in his power to counter Tyler Hero's performance. I'm talking, he was shooting threes, he was dishing the rock, he was being a defensive presence, and everything else in between. Basically, he was giving a counter punch to all the points that Tyler Hero was dishing out. And really, the Raptors definitely needed that, because especially when we went down into crunch time, we had to tap into RJ Barrett's abilities, especially in this game, because if RJ Barrett dipped in terms of his energy or anything of that nature, well, the result could have been very different in this game. And right now, the conversation that we're having would be in a completely different way. So now, while we're talking about heroes, two other heroes that I want to shout out are actually the 2 point guards that played for the Raptors in this game. One of them being Jacoby Walter, and number 2 is Davion Mitchell. Firstly, for Jacoby Walter, even though this guy is a rookie coming into this season, from the last 2 games, and especially this game, you can really see that Jacoby Walter is very comfortable playing at the NBA level. What I mean is, when Jacoby Walter took any of his shots, you can really see that he didn't really rush any of those shots, or he didn't do anything that a typical rookie would do. In fact, I would say that the shots he would take are ones that a person with 2 to 3 years of experience in the NBA would take. So that just proves that he is very comfortable with how the game is played, and he's adapting to the NBA life at an incredible pace, which is something that Raptors fans are very grateful about, including myself, because this just means that the development process for the young players are going to go even more quickly than normal, because if more people or more players can adapt just as though Jacoby Walter is, it's not going to be long before the Raptors start winning games and going on massive win streaks at an incredible pace. And that is ultimately what all Raptors fans are looking for. So shout out to Jacoby Walter for not only making optimal shots and optimal passes in this game, but also continuing to get stronger and adapting to the NBA life at an incredible pace as well. And we'll just need to see how he continues to improve going forward. Now, in terms of Davion Mitchell, if you know anything about Davion Mitchell, especially on how he played in these last few games, his game, for lack of a better word, was atrocious, because on the defensive end, he was basically a non-factor whenever he was guarding a opponent, and that is very uncharacteristic of him, because his nickname is Mr. Off Night, and what that basically implies is when Davion Mitchell is guarding an opponent, that specific opponent will be having an off night stat-wise. But that was not the case in the most recent games, because whoever Davion Mitchell was guarding was actually the one who was getting all their shots to go and things of that nature. So I'm glad that in this game, Davion Mitchell not only bounced back and rectified all the mistakes that he made in past games, but also was a contributing factor, especially in crunch time. I'm talking about in crunch time when the game was getting pretty tight. Not only did Davion Mitchell scan the floor very quickly and make the most effective passes in a timely manner, but also in the cases where he was left wide open or the opponent was just a split slow to guard him, he made sure that he took the optimal shot in that timely manner, and it really dropped the dagger on the Miami Heat's offense and defense. So credit to Davion Mitchell for understanding the opportunities that were provided to him and taking advantage of all those opportunities as well. So yeah, overall this game against the Miami Heat was a very personal kind of game, because even though the Miami Heat led by Tyler Hero was trying to make their presence known in that first and third quarter, the Raptors answered the call by throwing their own counter punches and made sure that they did everything in their power to not let the Miami Heat run away with this game. You can credit that to the Raptors film session, because they really observed how the Miami Heat players were playing, especially after losing that game on Friday in Miami. But with that being said though, shout out to RJ Barrett once again, Davion Mitchell and Jacoby Walter, especially for answering the call when that Raptors signal was going up into the Toronto skyline, because without those players in this game, well, things could have went a different direction. And honestly, the rest of the Raptors squad really benefited off those performances, and it's honestly something that Raptors fans could cherish over and over again, because the last thing we want is for Raptors players to just give up on a play or on a game because one player is going off. And I'm glad that the Raptors did not do that. And with this being said, we'll just need to see how the Raptors continue to move forward based on the momentum that they had from today. And we'll just need to see how they continue to improve as the games continue. So with that being said, if you like these types of videos, make sure to give me one of these, smash that subscribe button and hit that bell. And until next time, Civ signing out.